Am I live? Who's live? Am I live? David Castro, what's up, brother? I'm testing out some things on the StreamYard, and that's why I'm doing it right now. Some new technology that I've been testing, and I want to see how it works for the future. Good to have you, but we will definitely have a discussion on the topic at hand. The topic of hand. Hope your day is good. Everybody else in the chat, T-Tox is in the house. Good to see you. We are tuning in to reality. I just got off the phone with a really good friend of mine who's still believing in the fantasy guy even after he's been cheated on 3 times. He just still believes in it, and he keeps asking me why she does it. Because she can. Red pill in the wind with Will a Dog Bark. Oh, that's funny. Where are you at, Red pill in the wind? And how did you find? I don't know if this might be your first time here. The Gid is in the house. Hola to you. Red Mind Man is in the house. Good to see you. I'm testing out some new features of StreamYard. Oh my gosh, who is this nut? Cesar, what a nut. What up, yo? I'm kidding. Welcome, Cesar. Cyberzoni, hey Rad, in the house. Good to have you. But, I'm testing out some things right now before I leave tomorrow. Some different configurations, and I figured, you know what? Why don't I just go throw something up? What I was thinking about today. Social media is her boyfriend. I was thinking about that today. I'm thinking, you know what? I was talking to my buddy earlier. He's like, she's always on her social media. Well, that's her boyfriend. That's her husband now. I don't need you. Where are you going to get attention? Red pill in the wind? Nope, it's not my first time. Okay. For some reason, I can't remember that name, but I think I'm thinking back. Maybe I do. Tomorrow, I'm going on my vacation. Now I'm going to be in Mexico. But social media is the boyfriend, is the husband. Think about it. How are you going to compete with her attention that she receives on social media? Tell me, please, somebody, tell me how are you going to get it? You got 500 guys messaging them, and what makes you different? Oh, you're the husband, you're the boyfriend. Mm-hmm. We know how that ends. We know where it goes from there. You can't compete with the amount of attention that a woman gets on social media. And it has nothing to do with how they look either, or how big they are, right? Gotcha. I see what you're saying, Red Pill in the wind. MZ, find an Amish wife. That has been a topic of discussion. And I wonder how female nature is infiltrating Amish women. Become the government. Black Earth, good to see you. You're spot on. I permanently deleted all my social media back in 2014. Only used texting and email and survived just fine. It's a great filter. Real versus fake people. When I did have it back, 2007. It was, people were keeping in touch. It was the new MySpace. And I just remember seeing all these people. I never posted. It was people would, like family members would show like pictures, you know, things like that, which is cool. Like new nephews and nieces born and things like that. But it is an attention. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of your attention. And it's all fake. All these people, oh, I'm so happy. Look at me and my family. We have a new boat. Being loyal and reliable sure as hell doesn't help. Ain't that the truth, T-Talks? Ain't that the truth? Peace and prosperity to y'all, says Chill. Good to have you. Not on social media, just YouTube. YouTube is just a meat platform where we can discuss things. I think it's great. People call YouTube social media. I think it's interactive media, where you can actually interact with each other in live streams and find topics that interest you. I don't think there's any topic on social media and the Facebook that is even interesting. It's all about, hey, look at me, look at me. When I was a youngster, and if my dad said, hey, you know what, we got to look at your aunt and uncle's vacation pictures from last year, I mean, we probably would have jumped off a cliff. Nobody watched, nobody cared about other people's vacation pictures, right? And now it's normal lexicon. That's what people do. Social media is the boyfriend, husband before children. Government is hers when she drops them kids. Well said, Red Pill. I predict within 10 to 20 years, social media is going to be the new public school system, if it isn't already. David, well said. But think about it. Social media is the boyfriend, husband of 98% of all women, modern women. They thrive off it. And in fact, Apple's got to be the smartest damn company in the world, because these Apple Watches, I mean, if you think about it, they got a phone, they got a watch, the watch alerts them. Okay, I get the whole put your phone down crap, whatever. But it's now alerting them on the wrist every time they get a notification that somebody liked their photo or whatever the hell that is. I mean, good for Apple. They're killing it. Again, if you want to make a product, try to sell it to the female brain. Anti-Gump. Zoom Slack is now social media for work. Oh, I remember Slack. Oh, I couldn't handle it. There's a channel for everything. But those guys just sold out to somebody. They made a fortune, what, last year? Or beginning of this year or something? Anti-Gump. Where are you at, Anti-Gump? If I ever found a girl who was willing to delete, didn't have a social media, I might just get married. You know what? That was probably, if they don't have social media, that's extremely rare. I don't think any woman is on these channels that does not have it. Or they might have it, maybe they're on pause or whatnot. There are, I use a fake name for my mountain bike club, and I do, there's another club I look at, it's a shit show. It's actually more entertainment than anything. But I have it's just, I use it for that and only that. Or like a coupon for a restaurant or something, or restaurant reviews, because a lot of restaurants don't have websites anymore. They have Facebook pages, so you have to look at their damn menu. I'm glad I don't have kids. Well, there's value in not having children in today's world. And I'm sad for me to say it, but it's the truth. Seattle. What part of Seattle? Maple Valley, Bellevue, Renton. Spent a lot of time up in Seattle. Kirkland. Everett. Well, Everett's a little bit further north, but half hour away. But yeah, downtown by UW is great. There's some great areas to eat out there. Pike's Place. The Whisper. Women are obsessed with social media. It's daily updates to give a dopamine hit. It gives them validation externally. Why do women need men if they're receiving validation externally? And simps. I love it when people put the word simp in everything. It just makes me, you just think of that cuck face simp. That'll just do anything. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I'm on the PA Turnpike, Pennsylvania. Did I say that right? Pennsylvania? PA, I think so. That is just a zig that she'll replace with a zag, says the T-Talks. I agree with you. I live in a small village in South Asia. Girls are different compared to the big city. Cities and social media have destroyed relationship. I believe that they are the downfall of modern day families, modern day society, relationships in general. 100%, Joe. 100%. Redmond, there you go. Know exactly where that is. East Side Redmond. But I'm still MGTOW. Well, if you go in your own way, you're putting yourself ahead of everything. Good for you, brother. At the Sidling Hill service area. Okay, I don't know where that is. A co-creator of Facebook admitted that they were tearing society apart with what they created. I did watch that documentary on it. And I knew about that kind of stuff before that, but yeah, there's a bunch of them that have come out and said, guys, this is destroying humanity. But people are so addicted now they can't get them off. It's worse than crack. I love simps. They invest in women, throwing money at them in the hopes the woman will reciprocate with sex. But the truth is, after the foodie call, she'll be on the phone to Chad Thundercock. He gets more action than an ATM machine, I'm going to tell you that. Still a monk, red pill. At MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, social media and dating apps have ascended the land whale. I agree. Where else can you be a land whale or a larger biggin and have a legion of simps simping over you, thirsting? I've seen it in real life when I first moved out. She was 280, 290. She was blowing up like a Goodyear blimp. And she had guys of all walks of life, shapes, sizes, colors, hitting and quitting on a daily. She's the one that Coach Greg Adams talks about on a slow Tuesday. She's with Chad and Tyrone. You're absolutely right, brother. Tearing up society apart is the main objective of Marxism. Good. And communism. These are playbooks. These are pages out of Saul Alinsky's playbook. And the manifestos. How can we destroy society? Now, I was just talking to Buddy today about this. Let's go a little political here, but they say, the new cars there's no chips right now because they're friggin' like delayed. Bike parks, they're very difficult to get now. You can't even go buy a brand new bike because they're all delayed till January. And now you've got gas on through the roof. You've got all this crap. It's a literal. I think it's a literal. This was set up. This has got to be set up. There's too many weird things. I mean, lumber. Why is lumber so expensive when it's not like there's no supply, right? It's the same amount of lumber that still exists, the same amount of trees. Why is it so expensive? It's gone through the roof. The building's going up. Well, there's more producer. I don't know. Something's fishy. Chad Thundercock's going his own way now. It's that bad out there. Put on your flak jackets, gents. We're over the Target. Dang right. Anti-gump. Some restaurants don't even. Oh my gosh, that makes me laugh. Anti-gump. Some restaurants don't even put a picture next to the item. So you have to order it without a waiter or waitress explaining exactly what you are getting, sort of getting an online date. Interesting. Bad chicks were extra nice before 2012. Well, they knew their place in society. I'm going to tell you that, MGTOW Absolute Knowledge. They knew their place. The lardadodle. You guys are cracking me up. When I see women in small communities, they are happy. They know their roles, and each woman has their man, and not so much choice, so their head doesn't spin around. Again, choice. Let's say this. Choice and attention is their new best friend, their new boyfriend. They have multiple options. Tim L is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Looks like you're playing a nice instrument there. They don't want you self-sufficient. Well said. Anti-gump. Gas prices are up. Makes everything go up. Yeah, can you imagine when Biden took over, it was $2.39 a gallon. And today, 91's $4.12 a gallon. David Castro, they are skyrocketing. This is a complete takeover. And I don't talk a lot about conspiracy theories, but there's something going on. Definitely, Rad, something is going on in society. Thank you for the agreement. I think we all agree. I think when you really go your own way, you start seeing things. Well, even before this, I was extremely conservative, but you see it even more when you start looking at it. And when you pull the covers back, this awareness, it feeds into government, it feeds into education, it feeds into religion, it feeds into relationships, it feeds into economics. You see it everywhere. Spoke to a girl on Bumble, exchanged numbers. She told me that she saved me as Ross 7. I asked why 7. She proudly stated, because I'm speaking to 6 other men. Hey, at least she's transparent. A for effort. 7? 6 other men? You were number 7? You're in the top 10, the Whisperer. Good for you. I would say you'd be in the top 50 with the amount of action they get on their phone. She also openly admits to cheating on her ex-husband with his best friend due to not receiving enough attention. What a catch. Damn, dude. First of all, you know why she's a catch? She's transparent and she's honest. But, as we know today, there's transparency in cheating relationship. It's open. Nobody cares anymore. Crazy. No puppy Snapchat filters on my burrito. That's funny. There was a leaked Canadian government document in 2020, literally all the plans for amount of crap for 2021, and all these things have transpired. Said logistic issues in Viola. Interesting. Well, we're seeing that today. No, it's something that's weird. How does the whole world shut down over a damn virus? Think about it. Makes no sense. Spike is in the house. Good to have you, brother. Juggling is socially accepted nowadays. The wiener jugglers. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Redmine Man, phones are the cheap portals. You guys want to go to a third or a different dimension with the portal? Like the science fiction. Now there's portals in the phones. The cheap portals into a new direction. That's funny. But that's reality. The social media is the new boyfriend and husband. Doesn't matter what you look like, right? Get out there anytime and ride the CC. Carl's in the house. What up, Rad? My personal experience, a girl who I thought was a unicorn cared more about her social media friends, thought of her than the issues we needed to work through. Oh, well. Isn't that interesting, Carl? I think that goes for everybody. It is more important. I feel more people have been harmed by being locked down than the actual virus. The mental and the emotional state has, I would agree with that statement 100%. A lot of the people didn't know what to do with themselves, in their house all day, or didn't know how to get out in nature. So they sat around and everything was shut down, and they had to, they went nuts. Again, you got to be okay being alone. I had no problem getting through it because I went out and did things, and I don't have a problem being by myself. But it is true, anti-gum. Don't let the jab, it is the cause of variants. I would agree. It is the spike protein that at first scientists thought was good and now realize it is a concern. Look up Canadian MP Derek Sloan, CPAC. I'll just have to check it out. I'll have to check that out. I think it's whacked. I think that it's... I heard a commercial today on the radio that said some doctor from some little small town in Utah was talking about it and saying, it's not the fact that they cut corners, they cut red political tape to get it pushed through. You got to have studies, people. Well said, Tim. As men, we might as well accept the relationships are dead and we won't have a wife and kids, Jared. Well, just accept the reality of where we are. We have to accept reality and not fantasy. Right? Well said. MGTOW Forever is in the house. What up, brother? Good to have you. The Whisperer. As your relationship progresses and you get the opportunity to meet her mother, take note of how she treats her husband. Absolutely. Subconsciously, that is how your girlfriend is going to treat you. Red flag. That's I'm now down. My number one red flag is if you don't respect your father or didn't like him or didn't honor him, that is the absolute downfall of any relationship. If she can't treat the guy that helped create her with respect and honor, you think she's going to do that to you? Come on. I've had a prepping mindset since '08, says Cyberzoni. Good for you. I bet you have check out Big John's channel, The Prepared Mind, if you haven't checked him out. He's massive prepper. We don't hate women, and we show that women aren't innocent too when it comes to dating, says T. Good to have you in the chat, brother. I would agree. Ahura Mazda. I love solitude. Where are you from, brother? Solitude is peace. Again, we're going our own way because we can. We choose to incorporate people into our lives, and those people include women. You guys decide. MGTOW is a decision to decide to take control of your life. That's all it is. Whoever you allow into your life is your business. How they are in your life. They're preparing the Great Reset in their own words. Guys, be ready to be as much as autonomous next year. Well said, chill. A lot of women use the excuse on dating apps. They won't even meet anyone until they are vaxxed. That's a liberal right there. Stay away. Looking at the long-term effects of lockdowns or the woohoo response to society will be completed as soon as the issue of fatherless families. It'll never take place. Well said, Carl. Imagine if government decided to ban all social media. I can bet within a month most women will panic and go insane. Depression will go up within female nature. What would happen if we had an EMP and it knocked the internet out for like 3 months? That will make them go crazy too. In fact, it will make guys go crazy because guys are addicted as well. Yep. You know what? We all wanted a family. We all wanted to be married and gone through. And you know what? We are here because we're here. But knowing this information, you decide if you're going to venture into a family or not. Jefe Salcero, an educated economist channel who works in the lumber industry, talked about an industry colleague reporting large inventory of lumber not shipped. Supervisor was told not to ship, no reason. Very interesting. That doesn't surprise me. Being on spot on route, if a woman disrespects her father or her mother, does the same thing to the father or stepfather, run. I would say that's my number one red flag now. Carl. Aura Mazda, LA. I have lived in the Bay Area as well. I lived in Danville, San Ramon. What part of LA? Glendale, does your ex ever wish you happy birthdays? She did, teehee, but I didn't wish her this year or last year. So I don't need to. And I don't need her wish. Jordan Goss noticed that there are no plus-size mannequin in the men's department at Target. Ah, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, there are no big heavies. I was accused of being a man going his own way in my 4-hour divorce deposition. I feel proud. She knew I was watching the videos. Yeah, there's no crime in that. Read mine? No TikTok after EMP. Biatches would be going crazy. When they cut the internet, man, well, that's when you see it. Cuban restaurants still around. I've been to Versailles Cuban. That's very good. Ropa vieja, that Cuban dish, is delicious to the taste. Very desirable. I believe with you 100%, The Whisper. Social media breeds a very different brain chemistry. Brain chemistry for 300 Trebek. SFE, San Francisco, or what's SFE? Oh, San Fernando Valley, right? I grew up in Danville and San Ramon off Camino ta Sahara, close to Black Hawk. There was a Safeway up there. I think the name of the court I lived on, it was only 6 months, Versailles Court. Versailles Court. And we take the San Ramon, in fact, I was actually hanging out with a chick before I was working, but we take that San Ramon into Alameda, and then we go to Oakland and things like that. Or, it was fun. Fun time, but that place is expensive. It's not funny. It's in the house. Good to have you. I'm in Disco Bay now on the water. All right, gotcha. The YouTube channel, The Economic Ninja, just put out a video 4 days ago talking about Wells Fargo shutting down consumer credit lines. Things are looking really interesting, guys. Be vigilant. Anti-gum or short mannequins wear cheap clothing. And all the models, they don't have any bald models. Right? Short little balds. But they might have it on the other side. Mysterio, I was thinking about, I just jumped on early because the reason I did this was I'm testing out some new capabilities with StreamYard, and I wanted to see if it worked, so I wanted to do it live. But I figured, hey, it's a cool topic. I was thinking about that today. It's social media is the boyfriend and the new husband. Think about it. He is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I'm shocked so many men are still blue-pilled. I'm not. I feel like describing MGTOW to them blue-pilled is like trying to describe color to someone who is blind or colorblind. They just won't accept the truth. You can't do any of that. You just live by example, man. That is all you can do. I want to open up a North American chapter of Dudes and Dogs, started in Australia. Basically, it's guys getting together, walk their dogs, and hang out. I think that's a great thing, Carl. That'd be cool. Mount Diablo High School, my old girlfriend. I had a girlfriend that went to Mount Diablo. No, Monte Vista. Monte Vista. It wasn't Mount Diablo. Interesting. I lived in Black Hawk during high school and college. Big money. Jose Canseco lived up in Black Hawk, I believe. And John Madden. Are your sons joining you from Mexico? No. They're not going with me, Mysterio. Black Hawk Plaza. That's what we're talking about right there. Yeah. A blue-pilled man who seeks relationships with single mothers informed me recently that the number of partners a woman has had is irrelevant. This may explain why he's never had a healthy relationship. Blue-pilled simping for 300 Trebek. It's a small world we live in. Yeah, but it's a very close-knitted community of like-minded men that are discussing how to navigate life by understanding female nature, which also extends into government, religion, education, and so forth. Saw a gal on Tinder earlier, her profile, overweight, 3 kids, no job, and she says if you don't have a high-earning job, swipe left. How many guys swipe left? Pablo de Gregorio Oficial, good to see you. My ex-mother, mother of my daughter, was brought up by 2 lesbian. Interesting. Her mother left her father for a woman. Ugh. There was never respect for me as man, never had to say over my own daughter. Super damn it. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine being the guy whose lady left you for another woman? Just the ego-breaking. If you're not with a woman married, she can't leave you for anything, right? Relationships are very, very strange and difficult in today's world. They take work. What happens when the dopamine wears off? I say it all the time. Now, there are decent women out there, 1% to 2%. Rad boundaries are essential in protecting yourself and ensuring healthy relationships. Can you give us a personal example of how you set a firm, healthy boundary with someone? Well, I hung out with a gal, 2 years ago, and I told her exactly what I thought. No marriage, no cohabs, no long-term relationships. I don't believe in love. Those are the only boundaries I said. And I said, we do it my way or the highway. where I wanted to eat, where we went. We hung out for, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. Then she wanted more. And I said, no dice. But she said to me this, you were always up front with me. Right? Now, am I a fatalist? No. But I push short term because I believe when dopamine wears off, or the excitement wears off, or it's not cool anymore, which is typical on most modern day relationships, you got to move on. And I think that's good for other women. Women should understand that too. They got dopamine going through their head. But I hope that helps. You are trying to do what's right, but people won't listen until they get screwed. Blue-pilled Simpet for 300 Trebek. Both central banks and commercial banks across the planet feel very threatened by crypto. T-Tox L-Bag, because the control is now, the great thing about crypto is the decentralization of finance and economics. Now, we're still in its infancy. It's still trying to figure out, I own it. But the reality is this, no longer do they have control. The control is now to the people. However, you got to go private crypto. I think that's where it's going to be going. Private crypto. Pirate Chain is one of them. There's a couple other guys that promote other things, but they're still in its infancy. And it's the reality that you don't have to wait for a bank. The bank doesn't hold your stash. The bank can't be taken. The government can't come in and confiscate your funds. That's the biggest value of it, and it's private. Well said, T-Tox. What do you think about owning property in Mexico that escape from the States from time to time? I want to buy a place, but there's some issues with owning Mexican property. There's not issues. It's just that you own it differently down there. You're kind of in a pact with the government, but you still are the owner, but whatever. I think renting might be a really good way to go because you can rent for real cheap. Dan M. swipes left. He committed suicide. The dude whose woman left him for a woman. Ugh. Unfortunate. I think you got to stick with StreamYard to have no problems with your shows. So far, all of your videos are rock solid. Thanks, Mysterio. I was just testing out some other things. If you've seen a couple of thumbnails, I was learning how to do that. I mean, I could do it, but there's a way you have to do it within StreamYard. Thanks, brother. Rowdy, you don't need to say if you don't want to, but what's your fire number? I'm shooting for $2 million with paid off house since I got married and divorced. That set me back another decade. Yeah, 2 to 3 mil. I think 2 to 3 mil is a good. But look, guys don't need a lot, especially if you're living with very little expenses. That'll last a shit ton of time, the next 40 years. And if you do something on the side, like let's say I teach Spanish to executives, Mexican executives. I make enough to probably cover my nut every month, or Colombian executives, or whatever. I do something international with the internet. But yeah, I think that's a good number. I think you get away with $1 million. And still have a great life. I mean, I did the numbers. Living in like Baja, or even like some different areas up Baja, and some really cool like Santa Maria or Santa whatever. I mean, you can live really well for $1,000 a month. Why don't you double it to $2,000? $2,000 times 24 months. Come back a couple times a year to the States, 3 times a year for 3 to 4 weeks. See your family, do all that stuff. That's another $1,000. You're looking at $30,000 a year. $30,000 times 30 years is $900,000. And if you're implementing, if you're making some dough on the side, whatever, you can live really well. So yeah, I think being really aware and understanding your value, and not needing so much stuff is where it's at. Minimalistic living is what men going their own way. We don't need a lot of stuff. Dan M, get a good life and swipe left. Missed the live yesterday. That Call Me Coon guy you recommended got something going. Funny is, it's not funny. Call Me Coon's got a great channel. Red Mind Man's got a good channel. FJT's got a channel. MGTOW Absolute Knowledge. MGTOW Cowboy. I'm shouting out to everybody. If you got a channel, shout it out. My first girlfriend had these horrendous ditch pig friends who are all about the girl power. Don't need no man. You go, girl. Eat, pray, love. I got Tinder for 2 months, and I saw all of them on there, even larger than before, and single. Eat, pray, love for 200 Trebek. I watched a friend get shamed for not agreeing that his girl's 5'2", 200-pound best friend was a catch. She literally said, "It's her birthday. You can't say that." Laying it down to Chinatown. Truth is truth. Spoke to a Polish girl recently. She said that men won't commit. She wants a ring on her finger. I said to her, I'd be happy to get married with a prenuptial agreement in place. I was blocked. When you respect yourself physically and mentally, women respect you. Betas and simps are disgusting. Let's be clear. This is what you tell a gal. Scratch my back. Make me food. One does not simple tell the truth one on another's birthday. Red Mind Man, just become famous. Peace leave will be thrown at you. Now, look what happened to Brad Pitt too, right? In the end, female brain is female brain and male brain is male brain. Mysterio, here are my boundaries. She has to be single. No marriage, cohab, bio kids between us. No kid on her side unless she has kids close to 20. Very affectionate towards me. That's all I can offer. Those are very good boundaries, Mysterio. Very good. Cryptos are a scam. What will be their value once the dollar reaches zero? Be careful. Don't put a lot of money in crypto. I've read a bunch of I've watched a bunch of the videos on it. Again, the only value I think that crypto has is the privacy of it. I think, who are you going to sell crypto to? The next guy? He's gonna take your Bitcoin for 30 grand. He's gonna make 5 grand and then sell it to the next guy who's gonna try to do the same thing, and then it's gonna fall. There's a lot of inconsistencies and inaccuracies with it, but I love the privacy aspect, how it is removing, the status quo out of it. But I think you're right. I think there's a lot of scam in it. If you're ever hanging out in the Delta, I'll buy you a beer. I know a few good places, and I know all the bartenders. I'll probably be out there in the fall, but hey, MGTOW forever. We'll definitely hang out. But I'll buy you a beer. Thanks for being here. In my opinion, way too many people are leveraged into crypto or alternative currencies. I like utility coins like ADA Chainlink, but have no more than 5% of my total portfolio. I don't even have 5%. But I don't think if you got $2 grand to play with, 2 to 5 grand, who cares? Right? See where it goes. Well said, Carl. What's the difference between clever and smart? Clever uses more of your brain real estate. How about that? Smart is someone that can regurgitate or is very good at following directions. Clever takes that one step further, or maybe 2 steps further. But anyone can tell me what they think that is. $1 million outside of California, you can do just fine. Absolutely. Never talk to females about financial advice. I remember this one gal I was hanging out with a couple years ago. Did very well. I think she made like 150 grand a year. She's some director from some East Coast technology company, but she spent 250. Totally in debt. So don't take financial advice. Take it from minimalistic guys. Again, spend less than what comes in and stack bills and learn skills. Well said, Cyber. My biggest issue is that it would be a one-way trip to another country, but the way things are going, not sure coming back is such an ideal. Carl, I've thought about that as well. My ex from Colombia told me after we married that love doesn't exist. She knew that before I did. This was a while I was still blue pill, anti-gum. I think love is a it's a walk on slippery rocks, and you're going to fall every time. Aaron Clary has the knowledge on living minimum. I like his channel, Mysterio. I do. I think he's cool. He's got some good stuff. Eat, Pray, Love is a siren song for the international thoughts. You go, girl. Eat, Pray, Love for 300 Trebek. Why are women against prenups? I think there's a trust issue there. I think I literally believe if you have a prenup, that basically has just like, there's a trust issue, but you should be smart enough to get one, especially. In fact, don't even do a prenup. Just date someone, right? Separate houses, separate resources. Why do you need to get married? Beautiful life all the way from Laguna Beach. Good to see you. I wish some smart engineers could produce an anonymous app that would alert you to other MGTOW brothers that are close by. Could be a business opportunity. Check it out. Crypto is unstable. Yes, it is. It's just a fad. It might be. The only thing I like about crypto is the reality that you can hide you can be private. Can chicks today go back to not getting screen validation? I think we're too far gone. It's almost been 10 years now. I think did Facebook come out in 2007? I think we're too far gone, guys. Is your ex doing financially well beyond divorce? Doesn't matter if she doesn't financially, because she spends more than she makes. She was actually pretty decent with money, but she does tend to buy lots of picnic sets at Target and throw pillows every other week. So she'll probably go through it. Clever is looking back and speaking about it. Smart is shutting the F up and sticking to your plan. Oh, I love that, Carl. Love it. I watched this Survivor, and the female camp was constantly leeching off the male camp without trying to give anything in return. This is Halloween. If you can find a gal that gives a lot, that's a 1 to 2%er. Government will create their own crypto for sure. The other one will be useless. Bitcoin had utility to buy things in the darknet, but now it's only for speculation. I don't think those are unwise words, my brother. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. If you got $2 or $3 grand, play it. Who cares? You'll waste that on a weekend in Vegas. Women have a lemonade income and want a champagne lifestyle. Ooh, love it. It's a great quote, Whisper. Jordan Goss, the grand irony of so many younger women joining the rainbow mafia to be trendy is that lesbian relationships have the highest rate of domestic physical abuse. You are spot on. And the highest rates of divorce. Red Mind Man, people are too focused on getting rich quick in today's nutty market. When everyone is going one way, go the other. Do what George Costanza did on Seinfeld when he played the opposite. Something to be said for slowly stacking maybe in something shiny other than crypto. Learn skills, guys. You learn skills. Learn skills, do some solid investments, invest in yourself first and foremost, right here. And right here. Body and mind. Get your head straight. I spoke to a therapist recently. She informed me that women who cheat with married men use simps to fill the void. Bingo. As the married man is only available part-time, the simps pick up the pieces. Every time I hear the word simp, I laugh. One time I was a simp. I was simping in my marriage. I thought that was the right thing to do. Be nice, to coddle, to apologize. At what point do your assets become liabilities? Well said. Prenup, check out YouTube channel FF Forsyth for his video dropped today on prenups. Interesting stuff. And don't get married, Vincian. Yo, Rad, how's it going to you? The man from Brooklyn, no sleep till Brooklyn. How you doing, brother? Don't do a prenup. My mom did one and it failed with her husband. Prenups don't last, guys. I mean, all a judge has to say is she signed it under duress. Form a trust and transfer your assets. Bingo. The state bar wouldn't even admonish her attorney for the violation of ethics. Huh. The trust is where it's at. Hey, Rad, chilling in the sauna right now. I'm going to swim some laps after. Love the sauna, Black Pomeo. Love it. Get all those, open those pores up, get those toxins out, breathe in. I try to do 15 to 20 minutes in a sauna when I go after my bike rides. I do about 17. Then I'm hot as hell. Got to get out. And a cold shower right after. I've been wondering about trust. South Dakota apparently has strong privacy laws. Look up the Texas billionaire who divorced his wife and she got nothing. Was he the one that made her sign divorce papers even though she wasn't signing it? Sigma Rodin, facts. Sigma Rodin, hello to you, brother. Do you ever feel you're like in a dystopian universe where what you say doesn't relate to what she hears? Dystopian universe, Trebek for 200, 100%, brother. Although there are 1 to 2% that do listen to you. Clever to me is being able to get out of a jam in an unexpected way. Smart equals access to info in your head. You're basically book smart. I agree with that. Clever, it just takes it 1 to 2 steps further. It's like book smart and street smart got married. And you're clever. You're able to decide different, you could see things differently. It's outside of the box looking in versus inside the box looking in. Good analogy, Mr. Mysterio. If the couple goes to the same lawyer, how can it be signed under duress? Crocodile tears. Social media is the boyfriend of modern females, not the men. It is the boyfriend and the husband. Relationships start with a man saying those 3 words, I love you, and the end with the women saying those other 3 words, I'm not happy. That was said to me. I'm not happy. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Another classic. The beauty of trust, they can be incorporated into the state where it's less likely to be challenged. Expensive, but buy once, cry once, versus the alternative. Buy once, cry once. There you go. Carl lays it down to Chinatown. Beautiful life. This crazy lady pulled the Me Too movement on my male friend today. We're dying laughing. He did nothing wrong. Huh. She cray, beautiful life. She cray. What advice do you have for someone starting again after 30? My advice is work on your mental faculty. You are young. You will be able to bounce back. First thing first, change right here what you're thinking. Change it. I am successful. I am going to prevail. Somehow, some way, I'm going to rebuild. From there, everything will fall into perspective. I talked to the one guy that is, he became a truck driver, or he's getting a CDL. I think that's great. 6 months to a year, driving trucks, living in his camper, trying to fix him, and then he's got money to figure out what he wants to do. Learn a skill, learn a trade, plumbing, electrical, start a business. But it starts right here. That's where it starts. That's my advice to anybody going through anything. That's the greatest advice I ever heard. You got to fix your mind. You got to fix it. That's the first thing. Nothing else matters if you're not fixed, guys. Doesn't matter how much money you make. If you're not right here, you're going to fall back. Women don't need a man anymore. Just sit there and bask in the glory of hundreds of losers telling them they're great. The modern day currency, Jer. If a wife quits being a housewife, she needs to get paid by the ex-husband. Perhaps we should get paid by a company after quitting a job. Isn't that funny how that works? Did anyone hear that Wells Fargo is shutting down all their personal credit accounts so you can't get any more loans with them? Well, just released the bull. Yep, someone just mentioned that today, Jerron, earlier. That's interesting. I wonder why, guys. Trust her on my radar for sure. Thanks for the details. Carl knows what he's talking about. If she's crying, she's lying. Crocodile tears, right? When you're deep in your marriage, did you always take pics where you were the one looking at your wife in a phone? No. My ex always took pics. We couldn't even go on vacation without her taking pics. I'm new to online dating apps. What a waste of time of money. Hammer down. Laying it down to Chinatown. Where are you from, Hammer down? Mental health is the new rich. That right there is well said. That is well said. Mental health is the new rich. Sharon Markel, man from Brooklyn. Absolutely. If you're not right here, you're never going to be rich anywhere else. It's going to happen to you again. Would you ever write a book blog about your divorce experience and what the courts do to men? No. Too many. There's a lot of books. Like, if you want to read a good book, go read Alec Baldwin's book. But he simped again. He wrote the whole thing about him going through the divorce with Kim Basinger. It's on What Up. What do you think will be the next move for the OnlyFans cam girls? Good question. Good question. They'll figure out a way to get more attention. I'm sure something else will pop up. He was talking about dog food and wanted to send her some info about it, and she felt violated and threatened to file a report against him. Jeez. Beautiful life. Interesting. No surprise. Guys, celebrate with me. I'm 2 years free of my borderline personality disorder ex-wife. As of 3 days ago, my marriage was 4 long years of pure hell. Pure hell for 200 Trebek. It's all about mentality, especially men's mentality. There are guys killing themselves over what? A female. And that is why we do this, to help other men realize that they're valuable. That when they have internal validation and a strong mental bank account, they can do anything. Well said, Jerome. I've noticed that women have the tendency to push men in the present for the mistakes of other men in the past. Men in the present must atone for their sin. Isn't that interesting? I totally agree with that statement. I totally agree with that. Lincoln, Nebraska. I've been out to Nebraska. Got some good steak in Nebraska, actually. Every single mom I've met described the father as the baddest man on the planet. Like Mike Tyson to be Chad Thundercock undercover. What happened to Mike Tyson, guys? I mean, he's a little wacky. I remember seeing him in Vegas at the car rental place. And I said, hey, and he said, hey, he's got that funky voice. The next move for those OnlyFans thoughts will be what's known as a 9-to-5 job. Something else will pop up. Wells Fargo is ending personal lines of credit, but not credit cards. Wells Fargo is doing that since the fake pandemic support is almost over. Anti-gum. Interesting how the red pill remained underground until the knowledge spread far enough to disadvantage women, and now it's gaining mainstream attention. Well said. Redmine Man, a couple of Nebraskans. Omaha, Nebraska. Love it. Whenever I tell a girl I don't have an Instagram, they literally can't understand how I survive. Clark Tyra, the new shaming. You don't have social media. I've been shamed. Oh my gosh, Rad, how come you don't have social media? Because I'm smart. That's what you say. I'm smart. Clark, where are you from? Good to have you. Garrett, what's your take on a woman who love bombed me and then dumped me the same week my uncle died by a text message? Somebody else was in the picture. The attention she got from you wasn't good enough. She monkey branched on her phone to another guy who gave her more attention, and then she'll probably come back around when she realizes you're not texting her. Father Saunders, our good man who served his tours to help protect us. Good to have you, brother. What's going on with Nebraska today? Got a couple from Cali. Beautiful life. Beautiful lives from Cali. T-Tox, a relationship with a borderline personality disorder is a damn prison sentence. I think we're seeing that more and more and more and more and more. T-Tox, moving out of California back to Maryland soon. My mother grew up in Chevy Chase, Bethesda area. Been to Baltimore, interesting place. Been on the boardwalk, pretty. They say it's pretty sketchy now. I went in '99, I think, to Baltimore. It was all right. Good to have you. She was utterly mentally bankrupt. Yep. BPD, guys, you don't want to mess around with that. There's no saving. There's no future in the French horn, says Donnie Baker. There's no future in the French horn. Just like a woman that is damaged. Mike Tyson got more brain damage from his ex-wife than getting a hook to the head. Well said. BPD and other mental issues in women is fake. Another way to avoid accountability. Don't be fooled, guys. Possibly. Right outside of D.C. There you go. My mom used to work for a senator back in the 60s, early 60s in high school, off of Pennsylvania Avenue. Unless you have been with a woman for at least 3 years, you cannot take what she says too seriously. Just have fun and don't get her prego. Stereo lays it down to Chinatown. Have you ever met someone with a narcissistic personality disorder? The more women I meet, the more I realize women suffer from crazy levels. I just think it's out of control. Yeah. Talked to one the other day, friend of mine, and she's got it bad. I try to give her the benefit of the doubt because she's more of a friend. She's always been a friend, and she's got it bad. Ooh. About to have a sick workout. Tried the Animal Pack Green Apple pre-workout. It's a winner so far. MGTOW absolute knowledge. Awesome, brother. The only social media I've ever had was Instagram. Got rid of it about 4 or 5 months. Got rid of all of it. Your mental health, well, thank you. Well said, Father Saunders. Your mental health is what is important to you. Ask Father Saunders about his mental health in the tours that he did. You got to be strong. It's a different battle we're in today. Rodney Bryant in the house. Where are you at, brother? Good to have you. Hockey or basketball? I'm going to have to go with basketball. But I love hockey too. Women badmouth men saying we only go for looks, but they are far worse. Well, we're physically attracted to women. It's as simple as that. Our minds are geared. We don't care about how much a woman makes. In fact, we don't like it. Women have more degrees of the thermometer. We don't care. We don't care what she's accomplished. We care about how they look and how they treat us. That's it. That's how we're wired. Doctors marry nurses. CEOs marry secretaries. Right? You can't badmouth biology. I could care less about what kind of degree the person has. They got to look good. They got to be natural. They can't wear a shit ton of makeup and have all that crap on their face. In their face. Rodney Bryant, all women are narcissistic, bro. Say a gigantic majority in the 98th percentile are. Okay, Father Saunders, it F's you up. Being proactive and open to help saved my life. That, and for some reason, I've always been emotionally and mentally strong to begin with. Most likely raised by a very strong father or had a very strong tenacity to prevail. Right there is your mental, that's your wealth right there. Mentally and emotionally strength is your number one asset in life. You'll get through anything and become anything with that right here built. Well said, Father Saunders. All men want from women is physical affection and them being soft and chill. Couldn't agree with you more, Mysterio. For women to look good as well and to be soft and feminine. And they can own their femininity. That's all right. Men will respect women that respect them. It's not hard. It's not it's the easiest recipe. Give unto your man, you'll get more in return. Haley A. Some pull cards, tear it to leave or to stay in the years of commitment. So the diamond, best anniversary you gave her, perish on eyes lost. Nuggets of truth. Haley, where are you from? Hope I said that right. JC66, great streams. I'm in Houston, and the women have plenty of problems here. I'll have to tell you my story when I landed on the tarmac a few years back in Houston. AR, when you stop chasing check, as they say, it's absolutely right. I had a girl at my work chase me, came to my office every time I wanted to talk to me. Chase these women, they will come to you. Don't chase them. Yes. Chase excellence. Have you ever dated Las Vegas women before? Never. I don't know anything about them. Never lived there. I've only been there for trade shows, conventions, and just a guy's weekend. Thankful for the mother and father I had. Dad passed in 2013. My condolences. They were married for 42 years together the whole time. Love and support they had for another is unmatched. It's a different world we live in now. My parents are still together. A couple decades growing up, you could tell they have their classic growing pains, but they're still together, man. Definitely had a good mother and father duo, brother. Most talented females perform their best on their backs. They're very good in a horizontal position. Or as my ex or my father-in-law who passed away said, she's very good at lying on her back. Isn't it amazing all these femmes out there can't figure out how to get a good man? And it's really that simple. Soft, feminine, kind, chill. It's a very easy formula, Red My Man. Respect the man, honor him, be a co-pilot, want to be committed, want to build something, be feminine, look well, make him food, scratch his back, tell him he's appreciated. That's how men want to be treated. Women are way socially smarter than us. Be careful about the info you give them, about how you act around them. Chill sentenza. I've always said women are not stupid. Women are extremely intelligent. Look what Eve did. Now, I'm not saying Eve, look, Adam and Eve, the story, whether it's real or not, the reality is this. Eve somehow got Adam to eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. I recently started experiencing strip clubs for the first time. I never hear that much about them in RP. I've heard some people talk about it. Dating apps, just like height and salary for men, should have a waist measure for women. Ooh, you can't say that though. Invest in cat food and ice cream. What you see today is a generation of obese cat ladies in training. I think the pet industry is going to be a very lucrative industry in the next 5 to 10 years, Jordan. Rad is the GOAT. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Oh, that makes me laugh too. Thanks, brother. Good to have you again. And boxed wine. Invest in Francia and Gallo. A female is not my equal. She's my subordinate. Facts. Or a co-pilot. Nothing wrong with being a co-pilot. Hey, gents, I think social media and dating apps will eventually crash. Recalibration is on the horizon, says R. I hope you're right, R. Great to have you again. You and only you are the operant power in your life, says welcome to Costco. 100%. Everything starts and begins between your ears. If you're not right there, and if you don't believe you're the operant power, you will give your power away to somebody else who has the potential to destroy you. What about Lois Lane getting Superman to get rid of his superpowers? That might be a very interesting cohort Adam and Eve story, Mysterio. You just gave me an idea. Lois Lane and Superman. Wow. Some similarities between Adam and Eve. No judgment from me on strip clubs, but I will say that, in my opinion, it's a horrendous waste of money, and it literally is worshiping the P sleeve. Whatever, guys, you guys feel is important to you, but I do think that when you... I would agree with that statement in a lot of ways. If it keeps you out of relationships and you get something from it, great. If it keeps you from getting married, if it gives you something you need, fine. I would say go to Mustang Ranch if you need that. I heard an article recently where women may be surpassing men in drinking. I don't think you're wrong. You're seeing 30 to 35-year-olds with liver failure. Their bodies can't handle it like a man, you know. I have experienced a new low in the dating world. A woman breadcrumbing me after a serious one relationship that included trying to have a child. I would go no contact and never contact her again. Welcome to Costco. Females aren't all bad. They're just taking advantage of the system. 1% to 2% are decent women. Brad, your operant power mantra is all anyone needs to thrive in life. You are a god of your reality, if you think about it. What you decide you want to accomplish is all based on your decision. Ed is in the house. It's true. I tried to take social media and I couldn't. Our kids, or my opinion, didn't matter. That's also, I knew it was a mistake that I chose her from the beginning. Yep, social media. Stay away from that, Ed. Good night to you. Have a good time in Mexico. Look for a video or two. I guess they control the world through men of power. MGTOW is a threat to them. They hate it when you leave them alone and don't share your resources. Well said, Chill. T-Tox, I hate when women call their cats fur babies or kids. They are not kids, they are animals. Mike Hunt is a red pill guru. Teddy Boy Smith, too. I now try to practice. Good to have you, Teddy. I now try to practice my keyboard a little more often. Not only is it therapeutic, I'm learning day by day. Awesome, brother. Whatever you guys can do to stay on purpose and keep learning. Quit. Don't be complacent. Keep learning. Keep doing something. Keep getting out. Keep working your muscles. Keep working that mental muscle. Okay. Remember, the social media is the woman's new boyfriend and husband. Be very careful. Do you guys know your girlfriend was or is never broke? They are Ms. Rainy Day. They pretend to not have anything while using yours. I don't think women are very good with money. Majority. What percentage of women that you run into are very attractive? For me, the personality has to be intact in a charming way towards me before I could give value to her. I look at beauty first, man. I'm a visual. I'm as shallow as they come. They gotta look good. If they don't look good, I don't care what their personality is like. They gotta look good. I predict that blue states will legalize sex work soon and will hurt the female advantage, and smart women will relocate to red state with no such laws. You might be right, Jordan. A woman's money is spent on toy boys when they're old. On toys, yes. Here is a tip. You'll never get the girl you really want. You only get the girl you don't want. Interesting, Jerome. Not getting our resources, we're going to see millions of meltdown temper tantrum in the not too distant future. The rise of the Karen for 300 Trebek. RP is getting too big to avoid this. Guys, I'm out tonight. Remember what we talked about. Keep that mental muscle working. That is your most important muscle in your body and mind. Work that out. Everything else will follow. This is Rebel Against Defeat, Chase Excellence, Masculinity, Men First.